This is the DJI Osmo Action 4. It's a small pocket sports and action camera. I bought it during the Great Indian Sale 2023. It was listed around INR 38,000 and I thought during that time it was a really good deal. But right now the Republic Day in India is around the corner and it is currently available at 31,000 rupees. And if you have the SBI credit card, you can couple it with the card offer and get it at around 29,500 rupees. But should you really be investing? And how good as a camera is this small guy? Watch till the end to find out. Because this will be a comprehensive review after almost 3.5 months of rigorous testing and varied usage.
The box may look small, but it comes quite loaded. You get a cleaning cloth and a temporary lens protector, a generous pack of candies, one hard protector case with a vertical and horizontal mounting system, which even encases the buttons from all sides, Osmo curved adhesive base, which I have misplaced. It is designed to attach the camera to your helmet. And then we have the camera itself. You also get all those other stuff you would expect, like an USB cable for charging, one battery and the locking screw. No stick or any other accessories unless you buy the adventure pack, which comes with a charging case, 3 batteries and an invisible stick.
Also, no SD card is provided, and I mind you, normal SD cards won't be working well with this, so go for at least SanDisk Extreme or Extreme Pro, or you can refer to the official DJI documentation for storage. Cameras have always fascinated me, and of course the perks of owning a camera, that is interest in photography and videography. But this camera is actually very different. The quality field of view it gives can no way be achieved from any mobile smartphone camera.
This has a larger 1x1.3 inch sensor, which means absolutely beautiful low light performance, stunning 4K output with up to 120 FPS video in 155 degrees ultra wide field of view,
and the most interesting part, 10-bit color output with D-Log-M performance.
And these are just the beginning. You get 2 screens in the front and the back with optimized software, which means it is easy to use even inside the smaller screen. The display on both sides are pretty accurate and excellently bright. I prefer to keep the brightness near 0% indoors. Outside, 50 to 60% is sufficient in normal weather, 100% only when it is extremely sunny. It never happens that you don't get to understand what you're shooting because of poor brightness of the screen. It has built-in sensors to rotate based on whether you are using it in portrait or landscape mode. And this thing comes with Rocksteady 3.0, which makes even the most bumpiest rides look silky smooth. Just look at this footage taken on a bumpy ride in the mountains of North Bengal and see how smooth the video has turned out to be. The larger sensor kicks in here too, especially in road views like these where dynamic range is important, for in mountain regions, contrast can get pretty hard and the results often turn out to be unpleasant. But Rocksteady is just one of the many stabilization modes. Then there's the Rocksteady Plus, where you can go full on action mode and the footage still would remain super smooth. It literally feels weird to watch after shot in many cases. Then we have Horizon Steady, which locks the camera view, so however you try to rotate, the ground level remains the same.
If a bumpy car ride turns out to be smooth, then obviously while you are walking and vlogging, it will be also smooth too. So this is the footage coming out from the Rocksteady turned on with 1080 pixels at 60 FPS. I'm mildly walking on my terrace right now, and this is what you would be expecting with the DJI Osmo Action 4.
If you think I was not walking enough to test the stability, here is video taken by my mom during our visit to a tea estate in Darjeeling. Look at the condition of the road and see how smooth and stable the video footage turned out to be. A reminder that it was a very sunny day, so the videos turned out to be beautiful. This, however, was not the case on my terrace, and also the place isn't really beautiful at all. And I also had to do some exposure correction in order to make the shots at least presentable. But I have revealed the original footage from time to time. So ample light does lead to better quality videos taken from this camera.
And now I have turned on Rocksteady Plus. As you can see, it crops in quite a bit, but also you get much smoother footage right now with the Rocksteady Plus turned on. And this is what you would be expecting from the DJI Osmo Action 4. But a nice use case in this would be when you're running or jogging or doing a lot of adventurous work where there is a lot of shaky footage, but when you're normally walking, it would not be very well noticeable. So I'm holding the stick very casually right now. I'm not even thinking how much of a jerk it is causing to the camera, as you can see in the other footage over there, and you can get an idea of what kind of output you would be getting from this camera.
A much better example would be the road views, especially those going through forests. Roads like these are not well maintained enough or does not even have a well-established road in certain cases. Such rides feel almost like a mini roller coaster for people like us visiting from the plains. The stable video this camera takes, even in such a scenario, is really appreciable.
Okay, right now I've switched the recording to horizon balance, and to give you an idea of what kind of feature this is, I will just be rotating the camera, and as you can see in that footage that I'm rotating the camera, but at the same time the rotation is handled quite well inside the action camera. I mean, when I'm shooting at this angle, it is also giving me the straight view coming from the camera itself. But one downside in this camera is when you're shooting in horizon balance, you don't get any other features like ultra wide or wide angle shooting. What you maximum get is a standard dewarp video. So this is getting shot in the current standard dewarped mode. Let's switch to horizon steady and see how it is different from this one. Okay, right now I'm shooting in horizon steady, and this feature you can see in that footage. I'm just turning it upside down, but my footage is completely normal with the stabilized ground currently whatever it is viewing. So this is the amount of stability you would be getting from the camera. It's really impressive how well the camera handles this horizon steady thing, but again, you don't really get other modes in this. Again, you don't get ultra wide or wide. You have to shoot in standard dewarped in this footage. Also, shooting in dewarp is actually good because your face does not look warped or bad. It's very important to keep your face right in the center of the frame, or else due to those wide angle shifting, your face might turn out to be weird in the final shot. And this footage is with everything turned off, so it gives you the widest possible view, as you can see in the background, but at the same time it has a lot of shaky footage if you're walking too much or moving too much. So right now, as you can see, I'm just moving here and there, and the footage is kind of shaky. It's not really unusable, but it's a little bit shaky, that is all. And it gives you a good idea of what kind of backlight performance you're getting with the dynamic range, as there is no light on my face. I mean, the sky is bright, so you will get an understanding of how it handles the dynamic range inside the camera. It also gives a good idea of the audio quality coming from the camera itself. Right now I'm recording it directly from the action camera, so you get an idea of the audio too, and you can hear some nice background noise coming from all the crows up there. So yeah, that gives you idea of how it processes the audio inside the camera itself.
The next place where this camera shines is during the night. With a larger sensor of 1 by 1.3 inch and a f-stop of 2.8, this camera takes amazing night videos with minimal amount of noise. I recently visited Eco Park where my mom took a lot of videos of the Model 7 wonders of the world. It was already dark and they were pretty beautifully decorated by lights, and the videos turned out to be quite nice.
Another nice feature this thing has is this anti-flicker mode. Right now I'm shooting inside my studio, and the lights I'm using is actually AC lights, normal lights. They are not professional studio lights. So you can see it's not flickering. Also, I have a bulb in the background, if you can see from the DJI Osmo Action 4 itself. The bulb is also not flickering at all. So if I just change the shutter speed of my camera to something else, like it's currently shooting at 1/50. I always shoot on 1/50 so as to avoid flickering of lights. So let's switch to something else and see how it handles. And if you notice closely, I think you will be able to see a little bit of flicker happening. It's more evident from the background keyboard. If you see the background keyboard, it's actually flickering a little bit.
But the anti-flicker mode is not completely fail-proof like in this case. The quality is affected due to this, and often the video becomes completely unusable. Although I don't know what kind of light this place had, because even my ZV-E10 was struggling at 1/50. Shutter speed, which generally removes the flickering. Only at 1/25 did it completely go, but that was not useful either because of the extremely low shutter speed. But anyway, stabilization often takes a hit after dark, especially when shooting at low shutter speed to capture more light or reduce flicker, but it was not that noticeable on the Osmo Action 4, especially in ample amounts of artificial lights. but lights far away often look weird in videos, like in this case of an evening stroll in Darjeeling market.
Now let us do the audio test inside the room. I already did one outside, and this one will be more like a comparison type of test, but I don't think it would be really fair to do a comparison of this microphone with my professional microphone which I have. It costs almost 60 to 70% of the price of the camera itself. But right now you can get an understanding of the quality of the sound that would come out from this camera if you don't have a lot of background noise. And the comparison is among the Osmo Action 4, the ZV-E10 mic which is there provided by Sony itself, and also my Sennheiser MKE600 microphone which I have connected over here. So you can get an understanding of what kind of quality. My camera is a little bit far away from me, so I guess the audio quality won't be that great, but you can get a general idea from this.
Okay, for a final verdict, the Osmo Action 4 is a great choice. Large sensor, good low light performance, wide field of view, cool features like 360-degree lock and more. But I feel like the performance of this camera is kind of unpredictable. Often the video turns out to be crisp and beautiful in full HD, and again sometimes they just look really mushy. One key factor is lighting. If you have extremely bright light, then the videos this camera takes are full of details, but as soon as the sun sets, it starts to lose details. Especially in busy shots which have a lot of leaves and trees, they all start looking like one weird mess. Simpler architectural shots are much better taken in such a case. And I think this is as good as an action camera can get, because this was bought after a lot of research comparing footages from different action cameras on the internet.
So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.